Alright folks, so again the name is Jez, J-E-Z, don't wear it out. Like I said, you'll be with me for the next 5 minutes. Try not to get too attached. Along the way, I'll give you guys a little tour. I'll point a few things out, so pay attention. There might be a quiz at the end. On a serious note though, before I begin my tour, I actually want to start by acknowledging the land that we're on. The Columbia Icefield currently sits on Treaties 6 and 8 of traditional First Nations territory, as well as Métis District 4. So we really just want to pay respect and homage to the First Nations for all their land, their rich history, and their knowledge. Speaking of our Indigenous, if you look to the left, that's our destination. This is the Athabasca Glacier. But its original given name by the Indigenous is Chatatonga. It translates to Big Ice. So the way I like to wake up the glacier every tour is by yelling out its original name, Chatatonga. So if you guys would do me the honor, Chatatonga. Close enough. Now our story begins in the early 1900s, where this area of the Canadian Rockies was relatively unexplored. It wasn't until the 1920s where we'd take tours up on horseback all the way from Lake Louise. Fast forward to the 1950s, after the highway and the chalet were finally built, thousands upon thousands of travelers would come through here, so Parks Canada gave us the go-ahead to take our first generation Bombardier. Now the issue with the Bombardier is it only held up to 16 passengers. So in 1971 we needed a big upgrade, so we hired Foremost to come out with our second generation snowmobile. Now the issue with the Foremost is that it only had no opening windows, so it got very warm during those summer months, as well as no suspension, so it got very, very uncomfortable. So we actually nicknamed it the Shake and Bake. Now the issue with both the Shake and Bake and the Bombardier is they both had tracks that were cutting up the glacier, so we had to take that into consideration for our next generation vehicles. So in 1980, the very first Ice Explorer was born, but back then they were called Terra buses because they're all-terrain vehicles made for minimum impact on the glacier. If you look over the horizon there, you'll see some of our newest models of our Ice Explorers. I'll let your driver call in and tell you a little bit more about them. Now we are reaching the end, so friendly reminder, make sure to bring all your belongings with you. Do not leave anything on the bus, as you might not get the same driver on the way back. If you do forget something, no worries. I do check my bus at the end of every tour. Anything and everything I find, I'll make sure to leave on my Facebook Marketplace. So, final warning, don't leave anything on my bus. Otherwise, I want to take this time to thank you all for joining us. I hope you had an amazing time on your glacier adventure. I hope you enjoy the rest of your vacation.
Come on this way. This is our chariot. Jump on. Watch your step.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And just like that, quick flick of a switch, we are all engaged. We're ready to go off to the races. But today, that's enough of our buses. They're super cool. But we also came out here because we wanted to walk on our glacier and we want to learn more about it. So I'm going to start off today with the Columbia Icefield. So the Icefield is sitting at 165 kilometers squared, which does make it equal size to the city of Vancouver, which is the one we're stepping foot on today in our journey. As we're coming along here, we might have noticed now out both sides of the bus, the terrain's kind of changed. It doesn't look like normal mountains because it has changed. Arriving on the glacier right now. Oh, I know what you're all thinking. No, that can't be. There's all rock, stone, dust, and dirt underneath of us. Well, under the layer of rock, stone, dust, and dirt is our glacier. Probably thinking and wondering, well, why do we wash the tires? The glacier around us right now is already so dirty. Well, it's because the dirt on the glacier is a natural course of the glacier's life, while the dirt off our tires is not. Now, there are a couple of rules we need to go over on the glacier today. First one is, well, like I said, the cracks and crevasses are dangerous. It can go to the bottom of our glacier, like I mentioned. And that is 200 meters or 650 feet to the bottom. As the same as the windows, it's a lot of paperwork for both of us if you get hurt. So watch your step out there. And I'll introduce you to our bus because that's really important information to know. If you look in the top right-hand corner of the bus, we can see we're bus 532, and we're the Beaver bus. So which bus are we today? Absolutely. And we're going to leave here today at 2:45, which will give us 25 minutes on the glacier. Absolutely. Have a great time. That's okay, there's a lot of white ice. That white ice is like... Well, this guy's not considered warm. He has warm, but not the warmest it's been. But yeah, so the glacier's constantly melting all summer, all spring, all fall. And they even recorded some melting in glaciers during the winter. Absolutely, we're enjoying watching stuff. Have a great time.
Yeah, it's good to swim into it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they must get out there every day though, I guess. Okay.
You believe it?